and welcome to Yan Food Times. I will share all the foods I ate at Budapest as well as flying back to the States. Our first meal was our least favorite because it was simple and pricey, mostly the price. Dad got a hot chicken sandwich while I got a chicken salad. The chicken for both dishes were dry and nothing was outstanding. We got Smashy Burger and it was my first time trying it, even though it originated in New York. It was good and I didn't feel very full or heavy after eating it. The appearance was so-so, but the bun was incredibly soft. I also had a Lipton iced tea with it and it was okay. Again, nothing outstanding, but it was refreshing. We got ice cream and it was kind of a rip-off at this location. Maybe Budapest just costs more in general. The little ping pong ball of chocolate ice cream was very good and it had strong flavors, but it wasn't really worth the price in my opinion. The other ice cream place we went was a tad cheaper, but overall, I felt like it was more expensive than other cities I visited in Europe. However, the flavors of both places were good. For breakfast, there was a good amount of food, especially 4 different kinds of scrambled eggs. Everything was nicely placed and they kept refilling generously. We ate breakfast twice at this location and there was a lot of seating area. I would say surprisingly the croissant was my favorite, as well as the veggies were always fresh. For one of the dinners, we went to a place called Azu, which was a Michelin restaurant in 2018. I got Diet Coke and the dinner came with a really nice butter paste, which had some tomato flavor with it. It was refreshing and it went well with the bread. There were a couple options too. For my appetizer, I got a meat pancake, which was okay, as I was not a fan of that texture and it wasn't fluffy like pancakes. The flavors were nice though, but I just thought it was too heavy, too thick. My main course was a pork tenderloin. Though it cut through well, it was a bit dry. The potato strudel on the side was really good, crispy on the outside and very soft and smooth on the inside. For dessert, I had a chocolate mousse with some nuts, raisins, and cream. It tasted alright as it was quite light and not too sweet. We ended the meal with coffee. Even though it was dinner and it was late, I still wanted to drink the coffee. It was nice and strong, and it was a great experience with the tour overall. For lunch, I went to an Italian place because the AC caught my attention. It was nice and the servers were kind. It was a simple bolognese, but the sauce was very good. Some pieces of the noodles were undercooked, so it was a bit hard, but other than that, it was fine. We went on a river cruise on the Danube River and had an authentic Hungarian meal. There were lots of veggies and my favorite was the smoked salmon. It was my first time having caviar and to be honest, it was probably not the highest quality as it was surprisingly bland. The smoked salmon was saltier than it. The chicken and stuffed cabbage were both very salty and overcooked. The desserts were okay. I think cruises like these may have food, but it's not going to be the best compared with restaurants, right? However, the view and experience was fantastic. We then stayed at a hotel near the airport. I ordered a pumpkin soup. It was on the sweet side since pumpkin is generally sweet, but it was nice and flavorful. It had so many pumpkin seeds though that I got a bit tired from eating and chewing it. The bread though was phenomenal, super soft, and it was just very fragrant. There's free coffee and tea when you go to the main lobby too, and it was a very quiet and chill place there. For breakfast, they opened at 4 a.m., which was super nice because we had an early flight. The mushrooms and the cantaloupes were my favorite. I also got a plum to eat later, and that was also very nice and juicy too. I also ate a few more sausages, as sausages in Europe are way better than my hometown in my opinion. On the plane, I got a chicken curry dish and I thought it was one of the better airplanes food I had in a while. It was actually tender and the sauce was good. The salad though was not my favorite, but that's just me not liking bell peppers. The focaccia bread looked good, but it was so hard and cold I didn't really want it. The tiramisu was not bad, but it felt more like pudding with a hint of sponge cake sprinkled here and there. For breakfast, I had a chicken and chive hot pocket-like thing. That was easier to eat than the heavy cheese one I had before we arrived at Europe. Throughout the flights, I had apple juice, tea, coffee, and a lot of water. I was gifted a banana bread, but I didn't eat it. The last thing we ate before heading home was at a Chinese fast food place at the Seattle airport. It was relatively the cheapest option in that area with huge portions. Sadly, the honey garlic chicken tasted like sugar all over the chicken and no garlic taste. It was so sweet, it was like eating a dessert. The noodles were bland, and sadly, having sweet sauce didn't help out. Well, that wraps up my Europe food adventures. Have you been to Europe? What kind of foods do you like or recommend? Please share, and thank you for watching Yan Food Times.